disgruntlement. And some are saying the Chabang case is such kind of an example.
But Chabang is not a member. I told you that I'm sick and tired of commenting about ZANU or FAZ. I'm not a member of ZANU. I'm not a member of FAZ. I'm sure if you want a proper comment about those people, that name, the moment you mention it, you remind me that I'm talking to the wrong person. Because you see, Chabang guy or Tobang guy is not a Triple C member. He belongs elsewhere. He's being imposed on the Triple C to...
Hello guys, welcome back to Kunofiwa TV. Panopatina kupakurira nhau dzakasiyana-siyana. Ma-updates ezvirikutora ndichikubatimana enyika. Masikatana ndine video ndine audio ndakubatira panapa. Ndinofunga vakawanda vaitaura vachiti why Nelson Chamisa vasiri kutaura maererano nema-by-elections atakatarisana nawo. Vanhu vari kuenda kuma-by-elections here kana kuti havasi kuenda nokuda kuti vanhu vakawanda vainyanyobvunzira ma-MP etriple C. Asi taona zvakare kuti Nelson Chamisa vazopindura vachiti hatina nguva yokuswera tichitambisa tichiinda kuma-by-election nokuda kuti tinoziva kuti takasarudzwa nevanhu kudhara. Guys, singadi kupedzera nguva ndoti muzvinzwire padhis audio uzoita zvamunofunga mucomment section. Asi kana chiri first time kuti be here, aiwa baya subscribe button zvinobetsera channel yangu ikure. Also turn on the notification bell kuti pose panokanda chinyowani hausarire. Till next time, it's goodbye.
Or legal standing to say that he doesn't even know the meaning of Triple C. I'm sure if you ask him, you may not even know the doctrinal, foundational basis of the Triple C as a citizens' movement. As you know, the Triple C was not just a political party. It's a movement born out of consultations with the citizens themselves. And they said, please, draw a line in the sand. Enough is enough. We don't want a replica of MDC toxic politics of the past. In any event, the Triple C was a product of us having been banned from using the name MDC Alliance or anything that is an offshoot of MDC politics on account of a Supreme Court order. So it was a court order that banned the MDC Alliance being used by ourselves. It was given to Monzora and his team. So was MDC. So we formed a completely new political party to try and insinuate that there's a confusion, there has to be continuation from the past to the future is disingenuous and dishonest by anybody.
But the same script is playing out. 2018, 2026 script is almost playing out now. Why?
Well, it is playing out because the script is the same. And the player here, the engineer of everything, is ZANU-PF, Mr. Mnangagwa. He's the one who is sending all these ghosts. You know that he created ghosts in 2018. He has created another ghosts and other ghosts who are fraudsters in the truest sense of the word. And we've said to the police, please arrest these people because they are committing, a crime at law. It's fraud. It's impersonation. They are fraudsters. Go and deal with these people. They're impositors. You can't allow somebody to pretend to be who they are not and lying even before all what they are not. But you know what? The impunity and immunity betrays the author and the host of this ghost.
He seems to be winning now because, by and large, recalls might be happening. There'll be by-elections. Where will you stand?
It doesn't matter. They can recall MPs a million times. You can't stop an idea whose time has come. If anything, they are losing. Because, you don't have that kind of behavior from people who are winning. It shows how desperate they are. In fact, the problem is not on our side. The problem is on the perpetrator, the rocket launcher. We don't engage the rockets or the missiles. We go to the missiles launcher. We go to the rocket launcher. Mr. Mnangagwa is the one who is launching all these rockets. So our busy schedule cannot be wasted, by engaging missiles that are being thrown at us. I can tell you that they will lose and they will fail. They will not win against the people of Zimbabwe. And I always say God is in it. It's not a claim, it's not a slogan, but it's a statement of the faith and conviction we have that you can't stop an idea whose time has come. So yes, they may try to clutch on straws, but they're sinking.
You've said God is in it. Some have said that is your weakness. Why have you so much?
Because they don't know the God I serve. If they knew the God I serve, it can never be a weakness to be associated with God and to be behind God's agenda.
Some are going to say that you can't bring in God in politics because ethnic politics, by and large, has been polluted.
They are ignorant. And let me teach them. God is in everything. We are all creatures of God. We are created by the universal author. We are not just objects. We are products of what God has created us to be. So you can't take politics outside the realm of the author and the creator. They need lessons. They need to learn that this universe is a presiding authority. And God is at the center of everything. He is in everything, including politics. Yes, they are dirty politicians, but doesn't take away the fact that God is ultimately over all human beings. That's the point.
I agree with you, but one would say your approach or your uplifting of God has been also, on the other hand, deprived those who don't believe in God within the society.
It's not depriving. Mr. Mnangagwa believes in other things. He must be allowed to believe in those things. That's what democracy and diversity is all about. I've not imposed God on the people. I've said that is my source of anchor. That is my faith. That is what drives me as a leader. That is my source of strength. If you would say that that's a weakness, why would they deploy resources to fight a weak man? Weak men are not fought by the kind of resources you have seen being deployed against us.
Do you feel God has let you down twice, 2018, 2023?
Not at all. I'm so proud of my God. He has elevated me twice.
The results are not coming in terms of what you want.
We have results to be able to stand in this environment and to be able to defeat a mammoth institution like ZANU-PF. It's not a joke. We are so proud of the God who has served us. You have seen the results. That's why they are panicking. We are so proud of our results.
This time God will watch Triple C being frog-marched into by-election.
But this is not a God of parties. It's a God of destiny. It's a God of generations. So a party is just a minuscule thing. It's a vehicle. If you're involved in an accident on your journey to Masvingo, it doesn't stop the journey. You can be given another vehicle. Perhaps there's going to be a jet that must take you quicker and faster. So don't be fixated on this, we formed the Triple C. Some of us are privileged. I've never rebelled. I've never split anything. I've never destroyed. I've never divided. My God-given task and assignment is to build. In my whole life, I've never shed blood for politics. I've never killed for politics. And I'm proud of that record. And what we want is to build. We've built this country. From my days as member of parliament, as minister, all my responsibilities as an advocate in the cause of Zimbabwe's superior cause is to build. And I will not be distracted by agents and merchants of division to move from that God-given responsibility, building Zimbabwe and building Zimbabwe for everyone.
This party built with masses of people, which you say you've got 10 champions across the country. Some of them, or within the party, some are saying there are those who are not happy with the manner in which you're running the party.
A party is not run by an individual. A party is run by its members. And they are everywhere. There is a rural district council in Binga. I don't even know who is who there. There are people who run it. That's not Nelson Chamisa. You talk about Bulawayo. We won everything in Bulawayo. I'm not even there. All I'm there is as a presiding officer, as the founder member of the Triple C. And we are proud of our record. So yes, disgruntlements, complaints, the more the merrier. But also the more you are, size becomes also an issue. As you grow big, your problems and your challenges grow big. That doesn't mean that it's a weakness. It's actually diversity and variety, which is good. That's what shows that this is a giant organization.
And leadership is seen on how you handle disgruntlements.
Indeed.
And some are saying the Chabang case is such kind of an example.
But Chabang is not a member. I told you that I'm sick and tired of commenting about ZANU or FAS. I'm not a member of ZANU. I'm not a member of FAS. I'm sure if you want a proper comment about those people, that name, the moment you mention it, you remind me that I'm talking to the wrong person. Because you see, Chabangu guy or Twabangu guy is not a Triple C member. He belongs elsewhere. He's being imposed on the Triple C to particularly achieve certain ends. And why is ZANU-PF doing this? They know that we defeated them in the election. They want us to focus internally and not focus on the issue. They want us to take our eyes off the need for a proper election and focus on these stupid and useless by-elections that are created and contrived unlawfully, criminally, and unconstitutionally. And we will not waste our time on unconstitutional things. The fact that you have a speaker who chooses to act not just in error or on the basis of a mistake, but on the basis of a crime. A ZEC that chooses to act on the basis of a crime. And a president in courts of a country who chooses to act on the basis of a crime, that makes it a criminal syndicate. Zimbabwe has become a big crime scene when it comes to tearing apart the constitution of the land.
In an event that the court decides you to go to a by-election, will you participate as a party?
Well, we should not waste time on unconstitutional acts, on criminal acts. We don't participate in crime. You know, it would be a different ballgame. Yet this position or this vacancy is being created by a proper case of law and the course of law. But you can't say you choose to criminally produce an impositor, a fraudster, a bogus RICO, which is not from Triple C. Everyone knows who Triple C is. They know it. ZEC, the parliament, Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Mnangagwa, they all know who Triple C is. They all know who is in the Triple C. But they choose to be dishonest, mendacious, and malicious. What do? They create a tortoise on a lamppost. For what reason? Because they want to deflect. What they know is the legitimate cry by Zimbabweans that they need the result of the election to be respected. We won the elections on the 23rd of August. They know it. We know it. Everyone knows it. SADC, AU, the whole world is aware that Mr. Mnangagwa did not win the elections in Zimbabwe. And the elections were flawed. But flawed as they were, we won them. That is known. That is common cause. So they want to try and shift that focus. Create a new set of facts, hoping that will deflect the attention and the focus of the people of Zimbabwe. We are not interested in side shows. The main show, the grand show, is the issue of having a proper government, a proper election, a legitimate government in Zimbabwe. That is the issue. All these other things are side shows. And you know, as you look at us, do we look like characters that would participate in a Muppet show?
You're very clear when it comes to your focus.
Sure.
You had an opportunity when SADC came up. It came up very clear.
Indeed.
To support how shambolic the polls were. And one would say that you want to outsource SADC in the region to complete the struggle.
Well, you see, I like the term you are using, to complete the struggle. Meaning to say that there's a struggle that is going on. You know, you don't give us credit for sustaining this struggle, for commencing this struggle, for standing up to dictatorship under difficult circumstances, against all odds. We have scars. Physically, you can see the scars we have across the whole body. I was nearly killed. You know, several times, our cars, convoys being shot at, gunshots, accidents, poisoning, and not just myself, abductions for all our members, those who dare to stand. Some are even in jail on account of that commitment. So don't look at the negatives, look also at the positives. It's a struggle, and it's a tough struggle against a very entrenched dictatorship. But we've done very well. We've managed to make significant gains, and we are happy with where we are. Yes, we would want it to be quicker, we would want it to be faster, but look, it's not a walk in the park. Fighting a dictatorship is never instant coffee or some kind of a bed of roses. It's a bed of thorns. So yes, SADC can only but augment a struggle that is already underway. And we've done everything within our power. Mind you, we are using different instruments dealing with a dictatorship. And we invest in peace. We've chosen peace under difficult circumstances.
One would say power is never